Perfect. There we go. All right. Welcome to another Demarcation Media live stream. I once again did not test my audio and anything beforehand because I just kind of assumed it would be fine from last night. So if anything sounds weird, please let me know. Today we have Darth Vader and 2 Stormtroopers to build. Blokees actually sent me 3 Stormtroopers to show the army building capabilities of these guys. But I already built one. That'll be a short released later today probably. So we got 2 stormies. And I'm actually going to grab a hobby knife. You don't technically need this, but I do think it helps a lot. Bjorn Jorgensen, Holly Amos, Flames Reviews, Jurassitor, G Prime, Pumple, Average Purple, Akuma Figure, Crimstal. You got some things to do. Well, you are welcome to stay for however long you have, Flames. Now, before I actually start building, I want to kind of point out something. We actually have different scales within, or different sizes within this new champion class style. So this, you can see, is a small. See, there are small, medium, and large. This is a small. Vader is a medium because Vader is taller. So that's pretty interesting. That means that Blokees is taking the scale of these guys at least somewhat seriously, which I'm very glad about. Am I going to build both the Stormtroopers? Probably. We'll probably just build them simultaneously. Oh, I have the hobby knife. There are some things that I really love about this Stormtrooper. There are some things that I'm like, about. But overall, I think I just really like it. Optimus Prime, welcome! Listening to you while you get ready for work. Wait, you work on a Saturday? Pour out all the parts. I love the box art. The boxes look fantastic, to be honest. And we'll pour out this guy's parts. Now, I might have to dim my... Who's going to be a large Chewbacca. I would assume if they do Chewie, that he would be a large. That would be my assumption. Alright, yeah, we're going to be building white armored figures, so we need a little bit of darkening here. Jerry Smith, welcome! New style they're going to be using from now on. I'm not sure. I have not gotten any of the Marvel ones, so I don't know if they say the same thing or not. Also, we do get some printed parts. The face is a printed piece. Burn Boy, yes, you work Saturdays. I guess there are some jobs that do that. When do you get a weekend then? General Grievous. Grievous would make sense as a large. I'm going to put aside these instructions because we don't need 2 of the same instructions. Hammer Gaming, welcome. There are stands here. Now, the weird thing is you can't actually stick them to the stand unless you build their foot with an interchangeable part with a peg. But the stand is pretty simple. You just take this. This piece is very versatile. So there's a lot you could do with this. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing with it. There is a peg hole in the back for a flight stand. And then we get this nice little printed Star Wars plaque. So it's a very, very good stand. What's a weekend? Fair enough. Fair enough. My floor is covered in so much garbage right now from last night's stream. And now I'm just adding to it by checking all this. Imagine Jabba the Hutt would be a large. I'm not entirely sure why they would make Jabba the Hutt. But then again, who knows? Alright. Put together the stand again. It looks like a little, like, hologram disc. Very cool. Would you work on the weekends? Yeah. Song reference, though? Song reference, though? I don't remember the name of the song. Or is the song literally working for the weekend? Alright, let's start by building some torsos. So we've got these bits here. Now, I will probably start using the hobby knife once we get to the more front-facing components, but for the moment, I don't think we need it. The cleaning stream. Yeah, that would actually be really funny. Just the whole stream is dedicated to cleaning up the studio. Oh, an interesting thing about these guys is they don't actually come with a weapon. They come with a hand molded holding a weapon, which I was a little bit disappointed about at first, not gonna lie. And then the genius of that is actually kind of dawned on me. It makes it so that Blokees can have more accurate hand holding sculpts than like Black Series, and there's less chances of the gun falling out and getting lost, especially because the gun is small, because it's actually size accurate to the film, which is hilarious. Also, yes, I'm leaving my knife open. I do not recommend anybody do that. I would probably end up regretting it, so maybe I won't do that. Alright, so we got our little core piece here. And then it needs to go like this. So we have... Scale thing is, would I buy Yoda Jawa? So, probably also smalls. I wonder if they're going to have variations within the smalls. You have vintage collection figures? I don't, unfortunately. Megatronus Prime, welcome. I can say the Galaxy version figures are roughly 4.5 inches. So they're not quite the same size. A Jar Jar. You just got to add for the Google app. Well, yeah. These are going to be great for customs. Agreed. And if they ever do a clone trooper, that's the end of the line. I'm going broke. Because I want like 500 of them so I can paint them all in different color schemes. It would be so much better. Because the Bandai clone trooper model kit has been like hard to get for ages now. Surprised it didn't start with Darth Vader. Well, we got to build his army so that he's got somebody to command. Also, I've built a Stormtrooper before, so I wanted to build the Stormtroopers first just to get them out of the way. Army build some troops. Vintage collection can get pricey. Yeah, I've looked into potentially getting vintage collection, but whew, I cannot stomach those prices. They're upping the vintage collection prices to like $20 a figure. I think that's what's happening. I'm no. I'm not on board with that. Especially because a lot of cases, they don't actually look amazing. Like, some of them are fine, but then other ones I'm like, okay. Or they are just not engineered very well. Like, I had Cobb Vanth. Golly, dude could not pose, like, at all. Where can you buy these? So right now, if you want to get these and you're in the US, you're going to have to get them imported. I would recommend AliExpress because the prices are honestly pretty decent. And before anybody says tariffs, The tariffs really aren't that bad there. I just bought the rare version of Mando last night, and I think the tariff extra charges was like $1. So, it's really not that bad. Unfortunately, the rare Mando is not going to be here in time for the review, so I'm going to have to do like a comparison short or something later. Make sure these nubs are sanded down mostly. Again, you can build these entirely without tools. I'm just choosing to use a tool because I don't want the nub marks getting in the way. Hope there's a Mace Windu Action Edition. That would rock. Clone Wars style Mace Windu? Yes, please. A singular dollar. It's like $1.50-ish. Yeah. Now, granted, that will change depending on what you're buying, but I haven't found the tariffs there to be any more than like $2. So, I don't know. It's really not that hard to get these imported. Alright, so we have Undersuit here. 10. Now Vintage Collection 17. Price increase. Well, as far as I'm aware, the price increase is going to be hitting early next year for everywhere, I think. Also, guys, look. It's a double jointed neck that actually works like a double jointed neck. That made me annoyed that Blokees did that for the Galaxy version figures, where it's like they all get double jointed necks pretty much, except none of the double jointed necks are gonna work like that. Nippers aren't necessary. No, the connections are so thin you can just pinch the pieces off. And honestly, the nippers don't help any in terms of cleaning up nubs, unless you have like some really good like God hand nippers. Otherwise, I just say it's best to pinch them off and then like this, pinch, and then pull, and then you trim the sections off later. Gotta go film and edit a couple videos. Good luck, Flames. Hopefully see you later. Default NPC, welcome. Panfu, welcome. Articulated animated style clone would be so good. Yes. So I'm actually sending an email to Blokees today detailing my crazy harebrained scheme for Clone Wars Blokees. Will they actually do anything with that harebrained scheme? Who knows, but I'm going to send it to them anyway. Because I also need to send them a couple quality gripes, because I've noticed that their metallic plastic, especially like silver and blue, tends to be a little weak. I had my Mando's neck joint crack yesterday. It's not like a fatal crack, but it was just enough that I was like, yeah, I should probably talk to them about this. Because my whole point of doing Blokees in the first place is I would like to, by doing these videos and stuff, I would like to give what input I can to make this brand as good as possible. Because I think they have the potential to be one of the greatest toy brands the world's ever seen. Original clone figures from 2009. Star Wars GVO 1 video when. I am going to be working on the review, and that review is going to have a photo shoot segment in it because I just really like Mando, and I feel like he deserves that. So, hopefully it will come out next week. That is the hope. I have so many videos that I still need to release. I have the Shining version 02 review done. I have the Yola Park AMK Pro Optimus review done. I have Red Mill Customs Animated Clone Troopers review done. So many. Also, this guy has a pull-up waist section. I know it's very hard to see because it's black, but he has a bit of extra articulation. Also, I should probably put the actual joints in there before, I actually sandwich that together. Might be a good idea. What do I need? I need these two. Blokees shall become the first galactic toy brand. Yes. Who owns Blokees? I don't actually know who's like the CEO of Blokees, but can we send him a black cloak to wear? Galaxy version wave that's just phase 1 and 2 clone paints? Yeah. Can you share the email? Well, the email, one of the emails that I have is I talk with their like marketing manager. So I'm not going to give out that email because I don't think she wants her email just given to everybody. There is the Blokees contact on their site. Honestly, though, I think that the best way would be to comment on Instagram, comment on their posts, or message them on Instagram because they are on Instagram a lot. Sound Surge Productions, welcome. Blokees is making Shining version 4. Yes, I am excited about that because Shatterglass Starscream, and I want Shatterglass Starscream in Defender version now. Such a cool idea. Alright, yeah, those are pretty good. So we're going to have, oh, we need to have it this way. So this one needs to go this way. Mashka the guinea pig. That's quite a name. Welcome. This guy's got a drop down hip that's basically the same as like Superman's, but he's got the pull waist, which is different from Superman. So very interesting. But yeah, if Blokees does Clone Wars, I literally will lose my mind. I will sell off probably all of my Black Series, not gonna lie. Do I have Blokees I'm assuming you mean Devastator? If you're meaning Devastator, the answer is yes. I have a full review, actually. A full review, and I built it live on stream. Alright, pop that together. No. Nah! Dang it. Defender Ghost Starscream. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for the Decepticon, like the heroic Decepticons. I think that's awesome. Alright, so we've got the torso and the waist unit. So now let's start adding some armor. Which, doesn't this look so cool? This is like, it looks so perfect and small. Vended Sith, it's been disappointing for figures. There was nothing. Yeah. Blokees would be printing money if they made clones. They would. I'm going to try to stress that to them in the email. Like, guys, you don't understand. You don't understand. Because I was saying, if we had a Galaxy version wave, right, that was, you know, all Clone Wars stuff, and you had some of the named characters, and you had the army builder figures, you'd attract both crowds. The people that want the named characters like Anakin, Obi-Wan, Rex, Cody, Ventress. And then you would attract the people that want to just spend all of their life savings on, you know, army building clones. His tank Starscream? Interesting. Does he look any different when he's like in bot mode? To admit, realized Shattered Glass Starscream had Jetfire's colors. Oh, you're right. I didn't actually realize that myself. Captain Rex would be an instant buy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's basically endless amounts of stuff you could do with a Clone Wars wave because there's just endless amounts of clones, endless amount of clone variants, endless amount of, like, battle droid variants you could do. It would be perfect. It would be absolutely perfect. You know what would be even more perfect, though? Well, I would like to get this in addition. Imagine a Defender Star Wars wave with clone troopers. Can you imagine a little army building, little tiny clone troopers? Like, it'd be basically like mega clone troopers. If I like this stuff, you should try Gundam kit. Well, I've actually been building Gundam kits for years now, and they are quite cool. I do like Gundam a lot. There are a few I actually need to sell off because of space, but Gundam is very one specific thing. There's a lot of different robot variants, but it's nice to get other things in buildable form. because I like the buildable action figures for a couple reasons. First of all, the details tend to be sharper. And second of all, it's a lot easier to repair them for the most part when you can actually take apart the figure and get to the innards. Blokees needs to make a 6-pack of Stormies and clones. That would be insane. I guess they have done similar stuff, haven't they? Snowtroopers would be cool. Drop down hips. Copy of Thor had one of his hip joints snapped off. How was Thor's made? Because this is interesting. It's like just on a little peg. They feel pretty solid to me. Honestly, I'd love to see Wolf in his Sand Trooper armor. That's one of the coolest looks for Wolf. Sand Trooper. They didn't focus on that very often. But yeah, Defender, little tiny Defender Clone Wars vehicles would be amazing. Little tiny ATTE, little tiny, like, STAP, little tiny tank, little tiny clone turbo tank. There's so many possibilities. Alright, so then we've got the torso here, and then we pop the chest armor on, like so. There's a figure of Sand Trooper Wolf. There's like one, isn't there? That was about it. And then, oh yes, there's a specific way this goes in, and we plug that in like so. Very nice. And then we have the little shoulder bits here, which is really cool. Nice layered armor. I think it's the same both ways. Well, there's really, I guess, only one way to put it, isn't there? The strap's kind of angling forward. Oh, is there actually a little... There's a little right and left on there. Dang. Defender Darth Jar Jar. Alright, I think we're getting a little wild here. Thoughts on the DC Defender reveal? I am very excited for that because it's... Basically, it looks like they're going to be generally the same size as Mega, or close anyway. So, and Mega's just kind of stopped doing stuff, and Mega was never going to do DC anyway. So the idea of getting little tiny DC figures is very exciting, very, very exciting indeed, and I'm eagerly waiting for it. All right, so this is the waist unit. Beat him as Prime, welcome. Only one who plays. Prefers Bayverse over G1. There's a lot of G1 obsessed Transformers fans. I will say that. Here it is. Oh, I just realized it was Beat him as Prime suggesting Defender Darth Jar Jar. Alright, so this is the same both sides, and then we just peg this on. This is the midsection. Nope, that's upside down. Generic clone wave. Yeah. Mega size, we're basically getting Mega 2.0. True. True. They definitely have a different articulation scheme, but if it works, it works. I'm all for it. And I'd love to see them pick up Halo. Do I plan to make a Marvel GVO4 review? Yes. I'm actually working on my Wave 3 review currently. And then Wave 4 is coming after that. I've had so many videos to make that it's been a bit delayed. I meant to get it done a lot sooner than I did, but better late than never. Especially since they're still technically not available in the US, so it's not like everybody's already getting them kind of a deal. But yes, I hope to have that review done in a week or so. Nothing can beat Mega's mini scale. I do think that Mega's is definitely a bit more refined in terms of realism. Blokey's little ball joint system isn't as realistic, but in some cases it does provide more articulation, especially if they actually do ankle joints. What do I do if I see a guy who likes the Star Wars sequels? That's when I pull out my lightsaber and challenge him to a duel. And win. Wait, what's going on with Mega? Mega's basically dead. That's basically what's happening. Mega's not done anything. Supposedly, a lot of people are like, "Oh, wait for the reveal of the new Halo game," but it doesn't sound like that's going all that well already. So I don't know. I enjoy the collection that I have, but I'm not trying to get too much more. Can't wait till we get to Vader. Yep, we will get to Vader. Don't worry. I think we're actually making pretty good time, since I'm building 2 figures at once. The longest part is just cleaning up some of the nubs if you want it to be very nice. Have I seen the AMK Pro, Transformers 1, Optimus, and Megatron? I have. I don't love the way that they did the faces. I think the faces look kind of dead. I wasn't a big fan of that. What I am a big fan of is their upcoming Bayverse figures. So I just realized Vader's like looming in the camera. Wait, what? Oh no, that's fine. I got the right piece. You know, it's sometimes very difficult to like actually talk and then make sure I'm getting the right pieces. But hey, I guess if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Charles Madsen, welcome. Is Vader's cape wired? No. This Vader has a hard plastic cape, unfortunately, and oddly. I don't really know why they did that. Oh yeah, I was saying there, Yola Park's AMK Pro Bayverse stuff. I have my eye on those. I'd love to do reviews of most of them. I might work with Yola Park on that. We'll see. I talked to them a little bit already, but I need to reach out to them again and see what the status of things are. Alright, just making sure all the really visible nub marks are at least dulled down. Is the Galaxy Wave 9 assortment a go? You mean the leaks? I have no idea. Also, even if I did, I would have to say I have no idea. Oh yeah, these little pieces. There's a lot of nub marks on these little guys. For being so small, it's a lot of nub marks. I'm saying Superman and Crypto get soft goods, but Darth Vader doesn't. So here's my guess. My guess is that Darth Vader was designed and completed before Superman, and that they designed Superman after and added the soft goods there. So I'm really curious to see what they do in terms of the next Star Wars figure that needs soft goods. Now, I will say, it kind of looks like maybe for Mando they're doing plastic again, which I hope is not the case, because soft goods would be way better. But I guess time will tell. I do wonder if there's some sort of licensing stuff that keeps them from using soft goods for Star Wars, because I don't know, companies are weird like that sometimes. Okay, let's assemble some groins. That is a phrase I didn't think I'd be saying today, but you know what? Plans change. I've seen that Megan Fox voices. I don't care a lick about Five Nights at Freddy's, so no, I did not see that. I did not watch the first movie. I don't plan to. I don't plan to watch the second one. I think DC just gave them more budget. Well, they also are releasing less DC figures right off the bat. So perhaps that meant more budget. So these little pieces clip on onto like a little hinge. Is Golden Edition Blockies worth it? What Golden Edition? You talking Golden Lagoon? Because if you're talking Golden Lagoon, do not buy Wave 1. If you buy the second wave, Oh yeah, that's correct. If you buy the second wave, I've heard that one's really good. I have yet to review that one. I don't know if I will. But yeah, the first wave is down, thumbs down. Very fragile gold. I don't like it. I don't touch mine at all anymore. I think the DC figures are going to be 1/12. The market for DC is quite picky. Well, these are also... Well, you know what? Now that you say that, I'm interested. Oh. So, these guys, this one says scale 1/12 on it, and he's got small, medium, and large. But these ones don't say 1/12. Interesting. Oh, because the Stormtroopers are slightly below 1/12 because they're 5.59. And then Vader is slightly above at 6.06. Interesting. So next champion are Luke, Han, Stormies, Mando, and Bo. I believe so, yes. Unless there's others that they haven't revealed yet. Thermal detonator. Alright. We are getting there. Look at that. Full torso. I find it hilarious that Han comes with like thigh extenders to make him taller, too tall for his armor. That's so funny to me. I saw that and I was like, what? Well, Star Wars has had 1 Galaxy Wave and 2 CC releases. Yes. It wasn't Stormtrooper Luke. Well, here's the thing. If we get a Luke head sculpt now, you better bet they're going to reuse that, because they already reused part of the Stormtrooper by making Stormtrooper Luke. So now they have the Luke and Luke and Han heads on the Stormtroopers. They can just reuse those heads for a normal Luke and Han, which I am almost positive they will do because it's Luke and Han. Of course they're going to make Luke and Han. The con in China happening soon. Yeah, they're going to be revealing the Batman wave there. They're going to be revealing the Shining version 4 stuff there. Whoa. Oh, wait, is this on the wrong side? This is the wrong side, isn't it? Yep. That'll do it. But yeah, that con in China is going to have a lot of reveals. I do also need to reach out to Blockies and ask them what's up with the Marvel Rivals figures, because I'd love to build those. But I don't know, because the Spider-Man was released, or not released, revealed ages ago. I don't know. Should I do Rivals for a stream sometime? I kind of haven't paid attention to it because people, I don't know, when something gets too overhyped, I'm not, hey, Gavin Streams, welcome. The way that if people are overhyping something, I'm kind of not interested, and I feel like Rivals managed to be that pretty much perfectly. So I haven't really tried it. Better version of Peacemaker. I don't like Peacemaker's outfit. I think it looks too goofy. Way Blockies prices are the opposite of Lego prices. In a lot of cases, yeah. I mean, it's really just Blockies actually has prices that are worth it for what you get. And Lego fluctuates wildly between not worth it and worth it. Looking forward to Action Edition Tarn. Both of those Action Editions I am very excited for, because after what they did for Action Edition 4 and how brilliant that was, I am very, very, very interested to see what they do further. Yola Park is doing Bay vs. Sentinel Prime. I saw they're doing Bay vs. Sentinel Prime. They're doing Dark of the Moon Optimus. They're doing Movie 1 Optimus. They're doing Dark of the Moon Megatron. Their reveals were absolutely out of hand. I would love to get my hands on some of those. Do it. Rivals is pretty good. Lego heads can fit on Defender bodies. That's really weird. Alright, so let's get the thigh armors out of here. My big gripe with these Stormtroopers is their knees. I think that Blokees could have done way better on the knees than they did. And I will show you guys what I mean. I'm not talking articulation-wise, because the articulation, honestly, on this guy, from my messing with the other Stormtrooper that I built, it's fantastic. It's better than Black Series, that's for sure. But it's more the look that I'm like, ooh. How are they going to one-up Transformers 1 Action Edition? I have a hunch that the Transformers Prime Optimus might do that. Also, the plastic that they chose for the armor here is perfect because it has the exact sheen of Stormtrooper armors in the movie, which this is based on Empire Strikes Back, so it is actually film accurate in a lot of ways. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so this is the right side. So we got the thigh swivel. Blokees to drop Transformers 1 Megatron. I feel like it's likely, even if they're slowing down on the Transformers 1 stuff, I feel like they gotta at least do Megatron. They did Optimus, and I think Optimus sold pretty well. From what I can tell, everybody seems to really like it. Oh yeah, there are pre-assembled joints here. Pre-assembled double joints. They're pretty good. I think some of them could be a little tighter, but you could always just pour a little bit of tightener in there. But yeah, these knees, this is what you get for the knee. It's going to look really thin and weird. Scout Troopers would be cool. I would absolutely love to see some Scout Troopers. Scout Troopers are some of my favorite Star Wars troops, at least in the Empire's side. Scout Troopers and Shore Troopers. Get the knee pad. Okay, that's... Wait. This is the other side. And this is also... Make sure I come 4 faces. Action Edition Shockwave. That's, I think, pretty much a guarantee, to be honest. Like a G1 Shockwave at some point. I'm a little surprised they haven't done it already. But then again, they've been releasing stuff so fast that it's a bit dizzying. It's pretty insane, to be honest. Like, I feel like it was just yesterday that they announced, oh yeah, hey, we've got the Star Wars license, and now they've released 2 Classic Class figures and a Galaxy Wave. Oh yeah, their Jurassic Park stuff, or Jurassic World stuff is coming as well. They revealed those. Blokees Wheels, which is a very out-of-the-blue thing, but looks awesome. I would love to take a look at those. Yeah, I mean, at this point... Oh! No! It went into my box of Exoforce stuff. At this point, I'm just like... I would be perfectly happy being a Blokees only channel. Also, guys, this is going to be another stream at some point. This is part of the biggest Exoforce set. I'm saving that. Been saving it since I bought it to build live. Shockwave has been stolen every spot. I mean, no, he got some good figures in Transformers 1 Wave 2. time to breathe and think about, because everything they release is awesome. Yeah, that is accurate. There's a reason why I don't review their other lines like Naruto and Pokemon and whatnot, because I can barely keep up just on the like Transformers and Star Wars front. Although, to be honest, I could do streams for basically everything. Just start streaming Blokees builds 24/7. MK Pro pre-order is so long. Yeah. I don't love doing pre-orders. I got burned with the pre-order of the Figma Tears of the Kingdom link, because the one that they sent me was clearly some sort of half-baked first production run crap. So bad. They were not very helpful. They were very snippy. Their customer service was just like, yeah, we don't really want to help you. So I ended up selling off the link, and I bought some Acid Rain instead. But I did put in another pre-order. I pre-ordered the Star Sail Studios Verdred the Anvil dwarf figure, because I've been wanting... I love the idea of like dwarves in fantasy. I think they're so cool. And I haven't had a good dwarf figure since Halmir Goldentooth from Mythic Legions, and I sold him off. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up this guy, because he's like 4 inches tall, which is way more fun for my photography than the big like 6 inches that Halmir was. Okay. Oh wait, I need the inner. Yeah, here we go. ODC Anthony, welcome. Blokees Zelda line. I actually suggested that to them a while back, and they were the lady that I was talking to. It wasn't the lady that I'm talking to now. It was somebody else. But she was like, "Oh, I'm a Zelda fan as well, and I would love to see that, but I don't know. Don't know if that's a license we have on the docket to get. But even if it was, I couldn't tell you. So I was like, I guess fair enough. It's not really information you'd want to go around sharing with just any random person." Yola Park is doing Beast Wars. Yeah, I saw they started revealing some Beast Wars figures. I'm not a big fan of the Beast Wars design style. It's a lot of it to me is the designs that I don't like about Transformers, and I know that's a very polarizing take. I know a lot of people really like Beast Wars. I don't know, maybe Blokees could convince me to like Beast Wars if they did like chibi versions. That might get me. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the funky Beast Wars designs. Just not my thing. Super Mario. Yeah, Blokees Super Mario would be really interesting. Mashka the Guinea Pig, thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Oh, I missed a nub mark. Get off there. And oh yeah, that goes on the top part. So we got the knee pads. Stormtrooper with 2 knee pads. Okay, I think that's on all the way. Did I put these on the right side? I don't think I did. Because that is not supposed to happen. Did I put this one? Yeah, that one's seamless. That one's seamless. I swapped these ones. That's backwards. Really big on Beast Wars. Bot mode primal. Oh yeah, I did see the Beast Wars Megatron that somebody did. For a Defender figure, that was pretty cute. I also saw somebody do like a Samurai Shogun Grimlock custom. That was sick. He also had a sword, and I'm just a sucker for robots with swords. There we go. That's much better. So then for here, I think this is just the same either direction. We've got the little upper leg bit. I don't even... my brain is wanting to say saber. Sahur Jaber. I appreciate the support. I apologize for not being able to pronounce your name. All right, so let's put the... This is what I don't like. The knees don't look that great when bent. So you can get quite a bend. I think that's a little awkward. I think Blokees could have made that a bit more round. A bit more... Okay, that's not right. What happened here? Something ain't right here. Ah! What happened? I think... Wait, did this pop inside? Wait, is there two different sides here? Did I not realize? No, that looks basically the same. I'm so confused. What's going on? How did I do this before? Yeah, it's not supposed to be that stuck together. Transformers Galaxy 6-pack version? I don't think they have just 6-packs. I'm so confused because this leg came together fine. Is it the same for the other one? There we go. Oh, well, that's the wrong upper leg anyway. So confused. Would I review live build the Saint Seiya Blokees? I definitely would be open to live building them. I don't know really anything about Saint Seiya, but I would potentially be open to live building them. Oh. Did I really do that? Yep. Yep, that would be the problem. If you put the arm joints... Oh. That's not what I want to do. If you put the arm joints into... Yeah. Okay. I forgot I was using two kits here. And I started grabbing the arm joints from the first Stormtrooper and not the leg joints. That's why it was so freaking short. Now, if we actually use leg joints... Fellas don't know a thing about the toys, but the armor is cool and compatible with Galaxy. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. If there's enough of a demand for people asking for certain Blokees products to be covered, I can always bring that to Blokees and be like, hey, people are asking for me to cover these, and then see what they say. Okay, there we go. Hiccup over. I can't believe I did that. That was bad. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is the peg foot, and then these are the normal feet. So if you want him to be able to stand or like stick to the stand, then you got to build the foot differently, which I think is a little weird, to be honest. But I just kind of ignore that part. Yeet. Onto the ever-growing pile of random garbage. Alright, just go ahead and pop all this off as well. Because we don't need to keep parts on the runner longer than necessary. And this is basically all the parts to build the feet. These do have toe hinges. They are better toe hinges than on Superman. I actually ended up gluing the toe hinges on my classic class Superman because they were just that bad. I'm already not a fan of toe hinges, and that was just bleh. No good. Geosaurus Rex, welcome! I think Blokees, Defender 6, the Combaticons would have Vortex and Blast Off. Yeah, I think their plan is to finish Bruticus by the end of the year, which doesn't leave that much time, which means Defender 6 probably has to come pretty soon. Man, these feet have a lot of parts, at least when you're building 4 of them. Alright, more runners to toss into the pile of Mando garbage. And then these are going to be visible, so I'm going to trim off any of the worst bits here. Yeah, the very tip of the toe has some pretty ugly nubs. Put the cleaned up parts over to the side. Cleaning up parts, gotta make sure you don't cut too deep. I used to do that a lot on Gundam kits, and you end up with just as much ugliness as with the nub mark if you're not careful. Somebody tried to make the Bruticus body. Yeah, they used Onslaught, but I think we're missing a lot of pieces still. I'm curious to see what the upgrade kit will hold. Alright. Don't know if we need to really trim the black sections all that much because, well, we might actually. We might. Considering getting the first 3. If you go to the Blokees site, there's a link pinned at the top of the chat. But if you go to the Blokees site, you can actually, or last I knew, you could buy a bundle that was all the first 3 waves and the Devastator upgrade kit all together in one bundle. That seems pretty worth it to me. Toe hinge. So that Trime Optimus that. What? I'm so confused. The Transformers Prime. Oh, you mean the reveal of the Transformers Prime Optimus, the Action Edition. Is that the right side? I don't think that's the right side. You do got to be careful because the sides here do matter. The feet are not like Galaxy version feet and are the same for both sides. There are certainly left and right sides. Lego fan make Lego. Welcome. For how much? I don't know. You'd have to go and look. I don't remember. It's probably around 90 something, given that each Defender wave is like $30 if you want the full thing. Alright. Nope, that's the wrong side. Am I building another right foot? Yes, I am. That's also not the right side. We'll get there eventually. Now, I think the toes are the same for both sides. But the... Well, how could it be, actually? No, I think it is. Wait, what? How is this still wrong? Where's the correct foot? That's the wrong one. That's the right one. Okay. Well, we just built one of the other feet instead. Still on Stormtroopers? Well, yes, we are building 2 of them. But we're getting close to the end. I don't know if building both simultaneously was faster, but it's fine. Okay, I think that's correct. So we have left and a right. Then we just need to do the other left and right. Walmart keeps restocking. Hopefully they continue selling out so that, you know, there's people see more and more that there's a desire for Blokees stock in the US. Wait, is that the correct one? Or is this one the correct one? I don't know if... Now I'm like second guessing myself if these are actually different. Well, seeing as this doesn't want to fit on, I think the answer is yes, they are actually different. Okay, there we go. It's building them at the same time was the quicker option. It may have been. What time is it in the US? For me, it is 10:27 a.m. Almost exactly 1 hour since we started the stream. Which the stream started at 9:30 a.m. for me. Which is why I was slightly late, because I had to finish eating breakfast. Alright, so now let's add the ankle joints. Like so. Pop that in. Alright. Oh yes, I'm building 2. I need to get from both piles of parts, not just the one. There we go. Build-wise, I would say that this is a good balance between, like, there's some difficulty, but it's more just overall a pretty satisfying build. Alright. He's got some legs. Let's give the other fella some legs. Make a video comparing the Stormtrooper Bandai kit with the Blokees one. I don't have the Stormtrooper Bandai kit. But I would love to compare them, but I just don't have them right now. And I don't know if I currently have the budget to pick one up. But if I do manage to find one, that's something I definitely will keep in mind. What to eat those poisonous to the jello thing? I am having a very hard time understanding your typing. Saher, Jaber, Saher, Jobber. I don't know which way I pronounce that, but I don't know exactly what you're trying to say. Intricate. Intricate. It is intricate. Although in some cases it's actually not. They're very simple, broad pieces in some ways, but at the same time, I don't know. Blokees strikes an interesting balance. I think that in a lot of ways they managed to get around the like intimidation that a lot of model kits carry. I know when I first started getting into model kits, I was like, oh gosh, like I have to build everything. But Blokees gets around that in a lot of ways by making things just very intuitive. It's intricate, but it's intuitive. Also, the amount of color separation is great because one of the biggest things that really intimidated me starting with Gundam was how much had to be either painted or decaled. And it was like, ugh, I don't know. If I want it to look the way it's on the box, then it's going to require a lot of work and skill that I don't have. But Blokees, because they do things the way that they do, it's a lot better. Indonesia, it's already 21:30. Is that military time? What was that? That's night, isn't it? I don't know. I have to really clean up these nubs too much since I think they will be, for the most part, hidden, but I'm just trying to make sure because it would suck to assemble it and then the nubs be hard to get to. Okay, so the arm. This is the... They even put right and left hidden in there. So helpful. So there's the right side. There is the left side. All right, let's do the same for here. This is right. 10 p.m. That's very loose. Why is it so loose? Wait, hang on. Did I do this backwards? I don't think so. Why is that so loose? That's odd. That went together normal and fine. Yeah, that was completely normal. So what's up with this piece, huh? Oh, that one fit. That's weird. If you put it on a certain way, it's loose. 9 p.m. It's night. That's the idea. Oh, right. No, don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Here we have the armors. I'll probably take all the hands out and clean those up later. I'll just give them what hands we need, you know, to get the point across. Got the shoulders. All right. That's helmet parts. Definitely need to clean up some of these. I will say, if you're looking to army build these, it's really not a bad build to have to do multiple times. Transformers Galaxy version 9, we're going to Galvatron. That's what rumor says. I'm not believing the rumor yet. But that is what rumor says. I have my my stream open on another monitor so I can see kind of how far behind it is. Very interesting. Very interesting to see the delay in person. Because there's always a delay. Alright. Nub mark cleaned. Now which way does this go on? Okay, it does have to go that way. Otherwise it wouldn't bend. Blokees is how accurate about they do the designs. Yeah, I mean, it's especially the helmet. They took the helmet and the blaster size. They actually took way more care and attention than I was expecting them to. Also, I don't really know if it matters which side is which. Oh, yeah, never mind. It kind of does, but not hugely. So there's those. The white parts, I think you really definitely should clean up the nub marks. Roger Dina, welcome. Well, we haven't gotten to Vader, so you've only missed Stormtrooper build. I think of all the things to not miss, Vader is the one that you don't want to miss. What time is it in the US? Wait, didn't we just have this question? For me, it's 10. For Lego Fan, it's 7. Are there any nub marks? There are nub marks, but they are so far pretty easy to clean up. You just take the knife and just scrape it off a little bit. It's not really that bad at all. Especially on the white. The white cleans up pretty nicely. I'm tempted to make like a remnant Stormtrooper custom. I think that would be pretty cool. Alright, there's that one. But yeah, like I've said, it is entirely possible to build this without any tools. But if you want the best end result, I recommend tools. Have I seen the new Action Edition Tarn leaks? I mean, they're not really leaks. Blokees themselves showed it off. Unless there's been more that I don't know about. In which case, perhaps not. But I saw all the convention pictures that were shown off. Alright. So now we need to put the arm joints on. Pop that on. Which side? Oh, I missed a nub mark. We don't want that. Can you see every single shockwave? I'm not going to go pull all the shockwaves out right now. That's for a separate video. I also don't even have all of them. There are some very rare convention, or there's like that one clear one that I don't have, and I probably will never get, given how rare it is. People want like $600 some odd for it. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. What time is it in the US? Bro, why are you repeating yourself? This is the third time we've had this conversation about what time it is in the US. Why are we repeating ourselves here? I would say he missed the response, but there's people in the chat saying it, and if he's looking at the chat, I don't know why we're repeating it. Will live review the Super Sentai? Probably not. Again, it's one of those things that, like, I don't know enough to speak intelligently about it. Ooh, I don't want a bit more of a gouge than I intended to make here. But yeah, I try to do reviews on things where I can at least speak a little bit on. Because I don't want to just not be able to give any good info. Reading up on it. Blokees wheels is 1/64th scale. Oh, really? So it's going to... Oh, wow. Blokees is really gunning for every major toy company's spot. Man. Where am I located in the US? I am on the East Coast. Woo. Pumping my camera. Alright, where are the other joints? Oh, here's one. Pop that in. Like that. Very nice. And... there we go. Now, where did... Here it is. The Stormtrooper shoulder, or the armor piece anyway, it is individually articulated, so you can get plenty of movement, which is quite nice. I'm always happy to see that. And we are almost done here, because all I gotta do is grab a couple of hands. I'll grab the gun hand, and I'll also pop this off because I'm gonna need that. Grab both the gun hands. Blokees Megatron brother, you're missing your lightsaber. What? What is... I have no idea what's being said. Okay, the other hand. They also have, like, pointy finger hands. Your cousin's in Florida. Nice. Florida's a very warm place. I've been there once. I definitely would not want to live there. Cool to visit, but I don't want to live there. No mountains, and it's a bit too warm for my liking. Definitely want to clean the nubs off of here. Black definitely is harder to clean up than white. Just given the nature of the plastic. The Energon sword. The Action Edition Megatron had the Energon sword. Classic class and Galaxy version have not included it yet. You can get the mace, though, in Galaxy version. Okay. Your Soundwave voice module broke, but the LED is fine. Interesting. The LED is fine. It honestly... Okay, here's the thing. It could just be simply a bad battery, because LED might take less power to run than the voice module, and if the LED is dying, or if the battery is dying, then the voice module might simply not have enough power to run. But other than that, I'm not sure. You'd have to look and see if, like, any of the electronics actually are damaged. Looking forward to Anakin Obi-Wan. I'm sure Blockies will do them at some point. How long we'll have to wait, that remains to be seen. Okay. Now we just need the shooty hand. Could you tell me which... Oh, it's 9. Okay. Okay. Is there someone from another country in this chat? I think we had a couple people from different countries. I think we had... we have, what, Indonesia, a couple other countries represented here. It's very interesting being able to do content like this and have people all over the world see it. It's even more interesting with Blockies because some people will see the videos and they'll go, oh, that's cool. I can walk down to my nearest gas station and buy some of those. I'm like, lucky. Alright. Pop the hands on. And Blockies was nice enough to do a double, so it's a double ball peg hinge joint. So you get a lot of articulation out of the wrists. Like down and rotate, a little bit of ball joint. It's pretty cool. I'm impressed. All right, there's one arm. I think I did this the hard way. Ugh. Blockies keeps innovating. They do indeed. I was planning on making a video about Blockies innovating, but they kept innovating so fast that I couldn't even stop long enough to talk about them innovating. Your cousin spit on your Legos for no reason. That's unpleasant. Hey, Bucky Builds, welcome. We are just about done our Stormtrooper pair. Got full bodies now. And all we have left is the helmets. Well, I say helmets, but it's really just their heads. So, yeah, I'll do the extra hands later and show them all in the review, because there are plenty of hand options. Like I said, I was not so sure about the weaponry being attached to the hand, but there are so many hand options, you know, are provided that it's not the worst. You just can't have a weapon not in a hand. Almost there. Yeah, the face plates are special printed up pieces. There's color separation for the eyes. It's pretty brilliant. Where is Darth Vader? Don't you see him looming in this camera? He is our next order of operation. Oh yeah, nub mark on the ears. That's definitely a bit harder to deal with, because you got to be real careful not chop more detail off than I meant to. Okay, there's the one down here, and again, with the parts that are visible, we really don't want to see those nub marks, especially on the head. The head of all places is like the worst spot. Hope the Classic Class Mandalorian comes out soon. So what's funny is I actually bought the Mafex 2.0 Mando right before the Classic Class Blokees Mando was revealed, and now I'm wondering if that was a bad idea, if the Blokees one is going to be just as good. So I'm like, oh, maybe I messed up. Especially because my Mafex one broke really fast. And now I'm having to wait for, like, replacement parts. So I'm like, huh. Blokees, you might just win the who has the best Mandalorian contest, because there's been kind of like, over the years since Mando came out, people have been trying to make Mando, like Fig Arts, Black Series, Mafex, Hot Toys. Obviously Hot Toys has been doing really good, but the 6-inch ones have been somewhat hit and miss over the years, so maybe now Blokees can swoop in. Because Bandai also did their model kit, and that one was like fine. I almost picked that one up, but he required so much paint work to make him look right. Which is, yeah, I was like, nah, but Blokees might do it, especially if they do soft goods for him. I don't know if they're going to do that, but we'll see. Vader, unfortunately, does not have soft goods. Also, that is very backwards. What the heck? What am I doing? Don't cut myself. Don't worry, I've been doing this for a long time. I have only cut myself real seriously once with an X-Acto knife. And that was because I was cutting some, like, paper mache to make a mask, and I was to cut out the eye holes, and I was going towards myself, and I went, this is a bad idea, but I did it anyway, and I slipped and I stabbed myself right, like, on top of the rib. That was fun. It's funny how deep something can cut and you just not feel it, because it was so sharp that it went in and I pulled it out before I even realized what happened. Where did Galaxy Defender 01? Because there's rumors it will be discontinued. So here's what I heard. I heard that they're going to be not in stores as much. Is it not in stores as much? Something. Basically, I also thought that they were going to be discontinued, but then I heard that it was just going to be available online and less in stores. So I don't think there's actually that much of a worry. But if you don't have it, I would recommend that you pick it up. All right, and we now have our Stormtroopers, and then we actually have our third guy that's been built here this whole time. But let's take a closer look at this fella, shall we? I gotta say, I absolutely adore the way this helmet looks. It's so crisp and sharp. The details are so cool. Curious, what do I like about Star Wars? Honestly, I like that the galaxy feels so big, especially with Mando. It's like the whole gunslinger, big galaxy, good versus evil, the cool character designs, the ships, the kind of worn down aesthetic. That's kind of what what attracts me to Star Wars. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? And we got the blaster. It is molded into the hand. I'm covered in plastic bits. It is molded into the hand, which means you get a very nice, like, gripping mold. But the blaster itself cannot come out. It is attached to this hand, and that's that. I understand why they did it, and I think I'm even on board with it, but it took me a second to get used to it. But we've got out to there. We do have a bit of a butterfly joint. So we can reach forward to there. So you can get, there's a rotation here. You can reach across the body quite well. The head, he can look up. He can look down. He can look side to side. He can bobble his head. He's got an ab crunch. Blokees ships. That would rock. He's got backward. And then you can pull up, and then you get more articulation down here. So you can get a big ab crunch. The legs go forward. They also drop down and go forward. So he can kick way up. There's a thigh swivel. The knee bends past 90, which is better than... I think it's better than the Black Series one, but the knee does look a little ugly in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I would prefer more than that. But we do get nice articulation on the wrist. So he basically has got everything you would want. Oh yeah, he's got this. He's got tilt from side to side. Toe hinge, that's actually not too floppy. I still don't like it, but it's not that floppy. Overall, this might be pretty much a perfect Stormtrooper figure, to be honest. Like, it's everything that I wanted from a Stormtrooper. Posable, nice details. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's like me, but with Transformers in terms of what I like about the franchise. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of where I am on Transformers as well, actually. The knee armor looks a little too outwards. Yeah, it might be a little bit, but it's not the worst. How they scale to Black Series. Let's build Vader, and then we'll end the stream with some size comparisons. So we'll go ahead and remove the boxes, and we will jump in and start with Vader. Is it 20? I think that the retail for these, they're either 20 or 25, depending on where you get them. Time to build the Dark Lord himself. I'm gonna custom Vader with soft goods. Honestly, not a bad idea. I have to say I'm really hyped for the effect piece for the saber. So here's the cape. It's a little bit flexible. Wait, I have 3. Yep, there is 3. So yeah, this is like a little bit rubbery. So it's not like super stiff. The waist section is the same. I will say the mold work on it is fantastic. It looks brilliant. And, oh, dang, there's a runner of printed pieces. Look at this. Runner of, like, printed buttons and stuff. So where's it? Basically, every time I do a stream or review of Blokees, for the most part, it is in partnership with Blokees. Oh, there's the... Ooh, very shiny helmet. Very shiny face. Some more printed pieces here. Alright. Little vehicles and Batman. I'm so impatient to get Batman because they showed off the Christian Bale one first. That's my favorite version of Batman. Also, look at that. The lightsaber swinging blade. That's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. Alright, I'm going to put these runners up over here because I don't want to confuse them with Vaders. And as usual, we have, I believe, the same stand. Yep, same stand. It's a nice, very, very nice stand. Also, you can rotate this. So Blokees Vader, only Vader figure with the swing. I don't know, because I'm not super familiar with the other companies that do the Vader figures. I have the New Hope Black Series Vader, but I don't think his... Yeah, he's just got the single blade. He's also falling off my shelf. He's got multiple hands. He's got the kill that guy pointy finger. Okay, where do we start? Where do we start? So it looks like the same general core. So we've got... Oh yeah, also the saber is molded into the hand. I wasn't real sure about that, especially because the saber is just all black. But we'll see. We'll see how it is. But yeah, we've got the same core, generally. Is there any choking hand? Yeah, there definitely is. There's a choking hand. He's got a lot of hand options. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do the same thing to build the butterfly joint. Then the neck. And then we sandwich the torso with this. A little worried about Ultron's legs. What about Ultron's legs? All right, trim a little bit off here. I'm gonna watch Avatar 3. Probably eventually. I still need to watch 2. I feel like Avatar is a little overhyped. Oh, look at that. Now that's nice looking. Ultron gonna be Legend. They called him Legend, but then displayed him with the Champion Class 1. So I'm wondering if they did the... I wonder if they did him larger to make him scale better. Legend Class Ultron. Oh, they have a hole in the knees? No, I think it'll be fine. I think Blokees has got it. Alright, torso came together quite smoothly. Waist here. I built the Stormtrooper so many times, it's weird to be building something different. Alright, and then this is where the rest of the printed pieces go. So cool that they have a whole runner of printed parts. The technology for model kits has really improved insane amounts over the last couple years. Maybe I should say more than the last couple years. Hey, Multiversal! McFarlane Toys are doing Marvel Rival statues. Okay. McFarlane has never been one for amazing articulation. That's just... They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. They didn't know how to do it with their Halo figures. They don't know how to do it with their DC figures. Blokees is doing what no one is. Blokees goes where no toy company dares to tread. Into the realm of making good toys. I'm telling you, all the best figures come out of China. Japan has fallen behind in the figure world. They decided to try and go the high-end figure route, and China said, no, we're going to go cheaper and make them... We make the people build their own action figures, and we'll charge a little less, but we won't have to worry about the assembly ourselves. And they're going to eat it up. And guess what? They were correct. Because this is awesome. Does it matter which way? Oh, okay, so he's gonna have a pull up, like, ab crunch bit as well. To defend McFarlane? No. I'm not on McFarlane's side. I will say, they know how to make good-looking figures. The figures look good, but they don't know joints. I don't think they studied like human anatomy enough or whatever. Prime Plus Studio, welcome. This is a disgrace. What's funny though is McFarlane's Superman is one of the better ones overall, at least looks wise. Seems decently tight for the drop down. Oh yeah, here we put the waist bit. Okay, and then we sandwich that on top with the belt. And then we need to make a little waist section. Oh my word, I don't know how to say that name at all. Person who did the waving hand, welcome. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Do I collect Hot Wheels? Not really. I'm not opposed to Hot Wheels. I'm not as much a collector of Hot Wheels stuff. I have done like photo shoots with Hot Wheels before, and I did enjoy that. I feel like Hot Wheels has been like they've kind of been cheap lately, and I also don't want to deal with the scalpers. I know there's a lot of scalpers in the Hot Wheels space. Trash is still trash, even if it looks the best out of the garbage can. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. I say that in saying the Blokees is better. But out of the trash, if you want to buy the trash, there is some trash that looks a little better than the other trash. Interesting. Why does that shift? Okay. Blokees are gunning for companies that turn out slop. Maybe. The variants McFarlane did? Oh boy, what did they do? I know the alternate faces are kind of meh. Let's see, in the pull-up? Yep. This feels oddly like it can shift around though. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, I think it's just shifting a little on the peg. Yeah, I think that's kind of inevitable. Do I sell the Halo Mega? No. I still have... I do have some I need to sell, some extras, but I'm not planning on selling my collection. If that's what you're asking. That would be quite an expensive collection. But also, I don't want to sell off my Halo Mega. I still like Mega. Oh, they did this in the Stormtrooper, I believe, as well. Rig the leg. Rig the leg. Rig the leg. Watch the rest stream later. But could I scale Vader with a Galaxy version? What Galaxy version figure? Do you want me to grab that Iron Man again? Because I could do the Iron Man as a comparison. A2 6 and 2. Let's finish second story of the Daily Bugle. Repetition builds are painful. That's when you just turn on some music and just kind of chill out. But yes, repetition builds do get painful quickly. Interesting. This is going to be a very small A3 5. Iron Man is good. Yeah, I'll grab the same Iron Man that I used as a comparison last night. 3 of the same figures. Basically no differences. All the face looks so lifeless. Made one with battle damage. Wow. Oh boy. I'm glad I'm not a hardcore McFarlane collector fan. Where does this go? Oh, I should probably do it the way that it's supposed to go. Is this the way that's supposed to go? A51. Did I grab A51 or did I grab... A5? I did not. Yeah, if you guys want a Superman 2025 figure, go buy the Blokees one. It's better. You will be happier with it. Battle damage meaning there's a little bit of smoke effect, kind of like nothing how he looks in any scene of the movie. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Genuinely so funny how Blokees makes the best Superman figure by far. It's the best face. Did you guys see the Fig Arts one? The Fig Arts one, no. It looks so bad. The face is laughable. It really is. Also, they did like this super, super aggressive texturing on the suit. It looks horrible. And he's probably going to be like $100. Is my next live going to be Halo Mega? Probably not the next live. Although I do have a live that it's not necessarily... Well, it's kind of Halo Mega. But I do want to do a diorama build stream at some point. But I just haven't gotten any new Halo Mega sets to build lately just because I genuinely can't afford it anymore. Like, people want hundreds of dollars for trash. I did try, so I bought a lot where this guy was like, hey, I have this whole collection. It's got the aerial ambush set in it, and it's complete. All the figures should be there. I was like, okay, cool, great. And it arrived, and it was missing the most important figures from the set. The parts were completely covered in this sticky dust. There were broken figures, there were Sharpied figures, and I didn't see the Sharpie in the photos because he shot the photos so dark. That was horrible. I ended up losing like $100 on that because of the shipping, and he was like, you saw what you were getting and you bought it anyway. And I was like, oh my gosh. That was horrible. And I was like, yep, that's it. I'm done. I'm not buying anymore. I'm going to stick to... I'm going to stick to just buying either sealed sets or... I don't know. Lots if I trust the person. But yeah, I got burned quite badly from that. The dude was an absolute jerk, too, about it. Like, dude... I understand there's not a lot of people that sell, so a lot of the times they just don't understand that there's some etiquette that needs to go into it. My bad was that I should have really demanded more photos in better lighting, but I didn't. But, yeah. Just received Defender 4. P works. Defender 4 is awesome. I absolutely love Shattered Glass Megatron. Probably my favorite figure from that set. We're talking about that. It was the day you learned you weren't a therapist. No, you weren't supposed to be a therapist. But yeah, honestly, that definitely made me go, yeah, I don't know. Like, my interest in buying Mega has waned significantly, especially because there's so many of these people that think, because the dude charged way more than that lot was worth. But I was like, oh, it's got I needed the green Mark IV from the aerial ambush. And I was like, all right, I'll pay a little bit more because if I get that, then I can finally do my every Mark IV's video. It'll be great. That's the hardest one to get. And no, it was actually just a trash lot. And that's the problem is everybody thinks that they have bank just waiting to be cashed in because of Halo Mega, and they want the most amount of money for garbage. And yeah, it just made me go, yeah, I don't really care to do this anymore. Not interested at all in trying to get in this fight for scraps. I do have a couple of Halo Mega sets to review still, though. AI generated Master Yoda. Hello, I'm AI generated Master Yoda. Well, clearly you're not an actual AI because AIs capitalize their eyes. So, got you. A fraud AI. Alright, we've got a leg. Can I plug this on, please? Golly, what the heck? Glad to see Star Wars getting some love. Yeah, Star Wars has been in the pits for a bit. Although that was way harder to put on than I thought it would be. This looks weird. The one-legged Vader. That's a very seamless looking leg, to be honest. Good job, Blokees. I'm impressed. You hate human, you love Blokees. Okay. I didn't realize AI could like Blokees, but, you know, guess live and learn. They're stealing Halo Mega's love. I mean, Halo Mega doesn't really have much going for it right now. Believe me, I am ready at a moment's notice to pick up some new Mega sets if they announce them, but all of my sources have gone basically dry. There's no new stuff available. More and more bootlegs being available. There's just not much to pay attention to in the Halo Mega space. I know Simon's doing Mega content still, but I don't know. I don't really have much interest in continuing to push and push and push all of my energy into a brand that's dying at the moment. I still love the product, but energy is best used elsewhere until they can pull things together. But I mean, I'm still making photos and stuff. Venting makes you build faster. I don't know if that's... I don't think that's a universal thing. I don't know if that's the rule here. Do I have Black Series to do comparison with? I do. I have a Black Series Vader to compare this Vader with. So we will do a bunch of comparisons at the end. Alright, so we got our pieces here. Back in the days, Halo was, yeah, I'm sad that I missed out on like the glory days of Halo Mega, so to speak. But I do think that it was a pretty good run. And again, I'm ready if they want to do more. I'm all for it. Ready and waiting. Bootlegs of Mega Bloks seems like a waste of time. I mean, not really, especially given that they're bootlegging elites and stuff, and people want to army build the elites. So it makes sense, but they're not that great yet. And if they get really good, like, maybe we'll have a source of Mega, but until that happens, it won't be worth it. But, I mean, you'd be surprised how much some Mega figures cost. It's absolutely insane. Okay. And then let's pop. Oh, that was... What? I tried so much harder than that warranted. Oh, weird. Okay, so don't force the joint too much or you will just pop it apart, given that the the clutch power, that's the word I'm looking for. Clutch power on the leg, I would say, is slightly lacking. Wait, did I do the wrong joint? No, I did not. I did not. But yeah, the clutch power on this leg seems oddly low for some reason. I'll just go ahead and take that off. I don't plan on using the peg foot. Master Chief in Amazon was like 50. Well, depending on the Chief, that may or may not be worth it. But yeah, I mean, like, I've got a couple figures that... Actually, I have some figures that are canceled or probably never releasing or whatever, that if I wanted to, I could probably sell them for a couple hundred each. Heck, if I wanted to part with them, I'm sure Simon would be first in line to try and, you know, get a hold of them. We've got fists, but then we've got... Wait, where's the lightsaber fist? Interesting. The lightsaber fist is a lot bigger. I don't know how I feel about that. You support Clanker. I don't know. This might not be a very safe chat then, because we're all on the side of the Republic here, and you know, we may or may not enjoy blowing Clankers up. Where's the other runner with the feet? Oh, it's over here. How do you know if you've gotten a bootleg version? There's a few telltale signs. Primarily on the Elites, it's one of the forearms will look kind of like slightly different color. And if you pop the arm off and look in the peg hole, you'll see it's actually a white piece that was painted with some sort of weird hyper durable paint, because they guess they didn't have access to the plastic to make blue arms. But yeah, it's weird. I tried dyeing some of the Elites purple, some of the bootleg Elites, and it didn't really work because the paint wouldn't accept the dye. Lightsaber stuck in the hand. Yeah, unfortunately it is. That's the way these classic class figures are doing it. Now, Ahsoka, the Galaxy version Ahsoka, her sabers come out, but... Metal is hard. Metal is also easy to blow up with some blasters. All right. Holy moly, Vader can get a kick. What the heck? Man, that drop down is really worth it. All right. He can stand. We need some arms now. So the arms are going to be assembled very similarly to what we've seen before. What do I need first? This is what I need first. So we need a 5'11", a 5'8". Jarvis, buy 20 more Blokees products. At this point, you could buy 20 a day and still not get all of them. And then, what's the other side? Here, A6. And we need number 3. These nubs need to be cleaned up a little bit. Black is harder to clean up, but black also hides the nub marks better. So I guess it's a trade-off there. And then we're going to be building this basically the same. So like this. Does it really keep it tilted upward? Doesn't seem right. But I guess that has to be right. Any news of Defender versions of these? So far, no. But then again, I don't know, wait a week and we might have something different. Alright, no spamming. That's... That's quite enough of that. DC Defender version, yep. Bootleg versions, Transformers Defender version. As far as I know, there has not. I don't know of any bootleg Blokees that are actually convincing. I know Blokees cracked down on the biggest bootleg ones, though. Am I gonna get Jurassic World? I might. If Blokees is open to partnering with me on doing some streams and stuff for those, I'll sure build some dinosaurs. I at least know a little bit about those. I can kind of talk about it a bit more. Yeah, we don't need spam in the chat. Spam in the chat will be punished. Oh wait, hang on. I don't need to put that in yet. Oh, thank you, Multiversal. Yeah, AI generated Yoda. No need for that kind of vehemence here. He was spamming. It's easily dealt with. Knockoff Blokees Defender. Made by the same Sembo Block? I don't think Sembo Block has Defender Blokees, because Sembo doesn't do... I mean, I haven't seen that. Maybe I'll have to look into it again, but I've not heard anything about that. Oh, he's got actual, like, elbow pads. Paper Steve, welcome. We're not quite finished yet, so you're not too late. Vader and Luke conflict could have been resolved immediately if they came onto them. I don't even know what show that is, but I'm assuming that it's some sort of like therapy something or other. That would have been very, very weird. That seems like how it should have ended. You want to buy a membership? Oh, what, to the channel? There's a lot of content behind the member wall at the moment. I wish I could put it all out at once, but that would actually hurt the channel. They announced a second Minecraft movie. I saw that. I was hoping it wouldn't be this quick, but they got whiff of money and they said, yes, we want all of it. Also, this doesn't seem right. We're doing something wrong here. A9. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong one. You are the father. Nice. What line are the dinos in? I'm not sure, actually. They look pretty small, so I don't know if they're actually making a new line especially for the dinosaurs or not. There we go. That fits much more seamlessly. That's a nice armband. I just realized holding it up against the black. Symbol got multiple companies. There's S brand. Then there's Area X. Makes SpongeBob. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. There's those smaller Chinese companies kind of work in strange ways. Even Blokees has very, like, many sub lines. But yeah, I definitely would like to see. I would like to see those bootlegs if there is. This is the same day. I hear you screaming rage. No, I'm just gonna hide in my house and not do anything but, like, I don't know, play real Minecraft or something until the people stop talking about those movies. Because I am a fan of neither. Alright, and then let's grab the saber hand, because I want him to be holding the saber. Do I like DBZ? I don't really watch DBZ. Don't really know too much about it. DC Defender Wave will be based on the Nolan Batman or other characters. I don't know. My guess is that it's going to be, since the Batman like anniversary is coming up and Lego's doing anniversary sets or whatever, my guess is that it's going to be a wave of different Batmans, if I had to guess. That's my hunch. My hunch is it will be all different Batmans and different Batmobiles, potentially. He's going to tell me how to... Okay. So, I do wish the lightsaber had some detailing on it. Enjoy them? Oh, boy. Do I like these ones better than the mystery boxes? I don't know. I like both for different reasons. Alright, Vader has an arm. Let's build him another arm. This. Starscream has a pre-workout. What? Hey, Butter Dude, welcome! Not the metal card bot. Yeah, I saw the metal card bot figures. I didn't try getting any of those. I actually reached out to Sembo to see if they wanted to partner on doing more of those builds and stuff, but they never got back to me. They never got back to me, and I have to use my budget wisely. What? Where's... Did I toss a runner that I was not supposed to toss yet? Or am I blind? What runner is that? A6. Oh, it's here. Yep. If I buy a membership, will I be happy? There's no... So here's the thing. The membership is not like a... I don't want to try to push anybody to do that. It's an extra bonus for people. It's an extra support for the channel. But it's not like I'm... Oh, I need you guys to join the membership. It's helpful. But even watching the videos and being in the chat is helpful. The tumbler looks like it will survive a fire. But not a rocket launcher. I would love to see them eventually do some vehicles for the Batman, because they did like the Kamen Rider motorcycle. I'd love to see them do that, but with Batman. I think that would be great. You bought 2 full Defender cases to pass out for Halloween? Dang. That's, man, what a jackpot if you're a kid going to that house. Everybody go to his house. Better than giving out candy, because it won't cause any dental bills, and it's more cool. Way more cool. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. What am I doing? Which way did this arm go? The wider section. Okay. Do I have all the Halo Mega sets? Oh, no. No, not by a long shot. There are many that I do not have. Many that I wish I could get, but like I said, they're expensive. Do you know if there are many scalpers? For what? For blockies? Because there definitely are, although the scalpers get quickly... So, scalpers can only work if there's a limited stock, and so the scalpers are around for like when releases first happen. But then after that, they kind of can't compete because there's just so much stock. But I will say the rares of stuff, they're definitely always expensive. If you want to get confirmed ones. Like I bought the Galaxy version rare Mando last night from AliExpress. And that was like $30. Which for a rare, all things considered, isn't the worst price ever. But you could call that scalping, I suppose. Alright, we are almost done. We just need the head, after I put this arm on, and the lightsaber blade. But yeah, he's got kind of like a force lifting hand. Although this is a better like choking hand. All right, the head. The most important part. Well, I might still need that. Most important part. We don't need that anymore. So we got the back of the head, which actually has detail on it, oddly. What's funny is they actually did detail for the unhelmeted head here. Like, can I... Let me get a light over here so you can actually see. But like, yeah, you can take this off and there's actual like detail and sculpting underneath. Nice. Oh, Demon Lord is back from the timeout. Please continue to keep the spam to a minimum. You just bought one Darth Vader and a lot of Stormtroopers. Nice. Scalpers should stay at Labubu's. I don't understand the obsession with those things. But yes, please. Oh, we need to put the cape on before we put that on. So this and then... The cape definitely has volume, but it also means it's harder to stand him up. Oh, you can kind of move the double joint on the neck. All right, he is assembled, and I want to pull the saber blades out now. All right, there are a few nubs to trim off. This is a thick lightsaber blade. Good grief. The nubs there are much less pronounced. So we've got... Look at that. That's so cool. You doing this while repainting Nemesis Prime? Nice. Yeah, I definitely do think that soft goods would have gone a long way on this Vader. A long way. Because the cape definitely unbalances him. Because it's so big and heavy. But that does look really cool. So, now, I'll pull out all the hands later. I'll show them off in the review. But we're going to put these aside. The hand holding the saber is definitely a bit large. I think that's a bit weird. Pick up a couple Mando boxes. Nice. No Love Hip Hop. Welcome. That's quite a name. So we've got all the stands. I can see why you might would want to put the stick foot on Vader. I suppose you could heat this up, but also it would be pretty easy to do soft goods. So Vader, oh yeah, Vader is definitely a bit bigger than his Stormies here. Here, let me make sure I'm in the middle of the frame. He is definitely a bit bigger. Blokees make the Transformers Armada. I don't know. It's Blokees. Anything is possible. Alright, let me make sure I'm actually in focus. Alright, so I told default NPC I grab that Iron Man for comparison. I put a bunch of the Galaxy version Mando figures upstairs, so we'll grab them off, get him. We'll bring these fellas in. We will grab the New Hope, Black Series Vader, and Black Series Mando and Superman. So, first order of business. Some of the Stormies will need to go stand back here for a moment. So there's Vader. Man, this cape really is... It's heavy, and it's a bit of a problem. So there's Galaxy version. Galaxy version figures. Am I actually in focus? I think I am. It's so hard to see Vader because he's just a void of black. But that's the size there. Here is the Galaxy version, Moff Gideon. This is actually kind of funny. His little kid, Moff Gideon, trying to command Stormtroopers around. Can you do your request again? Oh, yes. Please send... If you want a size comparison, please let me know. Here is the Black Series New Hope Vader. The Blokees paintwork and stuff is a lot more crisp. I will say that. The Black Series Vader has some print on the head. Some silver print to give the face different shades and print for the eyes. Now, we do need to keep in mind, though, that this is Empire Strikes Back Vader, and this is the New Hope Vader. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Also, he's got print on his arms. So there's definitely differences. I don't know. I don't know which one's better. Hey, Luke Snowball. Yes, you joined at the end here because we're doing size comparisons. I would say the Black Series feet look a little less goofy. Vader, can you please stand up? He's got the cloth cape, but that's still... He's still falling over. Mando and the Stormtroopers. Have I ever built the Bandai model kit Vader? No, I have not. Recommend. Love Superman. Oh. Yes. We'll see about that. But yeah. Black Series definitely doesn't quite scale. These are for sure a bit smaller. And then here is the Blokees Superman, who is a medium. Vader is still a little taller, though. I will say that. Now, where did I put... Yes, here we go. And we will swap this. Vader doesn't have a soft cape. It would, like, a soft cape would have made this be the absolute, probably best Vader figure on the market. But, yeah, because Superman's cape, like, if they just done what Superman did, that would have been great. It would be pretty easy, though, to swap these out for soft goods, and I might try to do that at some point. He can kind of balance on that, though. Oh, wait, no. His head needs to be this way. Slap. There we go. Why is Superman wearing pants? What? Superman always wears pants. What are you talking about? Why would he not? Also, I'm still salty about the fact that they gave Moff Gideon nice head articulation and not Mando. That's quite annoying. All right, so we've got them all built. Got some size comparisons, and I think that we're about finished here. So I'm gonna go and prep because I'm gonna do some Halo Infinite. So anybody who wants to join, that is welcome to. And I will close out the stream and pray like I usually do once I finish shaving this off. Whap. Look at that. Trying to conquer the galaxy? Stop that. I can't even tell if they're in focus. But anyway, we'll go ahead and pray out. Well, Father, thank you for once again giving us the opportunity to do this. Thank you that my camera actually connected to OBS despite the little bit of a struggle beforehand. Just thank you that we all have access to the internet. We're able to do things like this. Pray that you would bless everybody who joined. Yeah, we'll just thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. I am honestly quite pleased with these figures. Gonna do the review, gonna break them down fully. Hopefully that'll be out, I don't know, next week, or at least available to members next week. So I will see you guys, some of you later. If I don't see you later, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys next time.